Are you ready to go out and validate your business idea so that you can finally take action and move forward? Or perhaps you've got a number of different business ideas and you're ready to refine and streamline the one that you're going to pick. If so, this week's episode is for you. I'm Siobhan Barnes, founder of the Neon Life Society, and this week I'm going to be talking to you about testing and refining your business idea. So this is step number 5 of the 6 steps to starting the right business for you. If you haven't already, make sure you go back and watch videos 1 to 4, where I cover the 4 prior steps, and come back to this video. Okay, so if you're ready to test and refine your business idea, then this is going to be where the rubber meets the road. This is where you're really going to validate whether or not there is a market for what you have to offer. And this is where you can really get clear on your successful business model. So you, by now, have probably got an idea of what business you want to start. Maybe you've got one idea, maybe you have 20, maybe you have 50. Whatever you have in mind, now is the time to pick and prioritize your top 3. And if you've only got one, this process applies. You want to have a gut feel to see which one feels the most exciting, which one feels like the best fit. And remember, you can always come back to this process again. So not to worry. And the next step is really going to be about doing 2 different kinds of research. One, your target market research. So after the previous video, you should be clear on the audience that you want to serve. Then, after you're clear on who you want to serve, you can go out there and start talking to people. You can go out there and say, hey, I'm interested in starting this business, particularly helping, whoever that might be in a certain area. Are you available for me to have a 15-minute chat to pick your brains on what you're struggling with in this area? So for example, when I started my business, I did market research with about 20 women actually on the phone who I'd never met before. And I was speaking to women in particular who were in corporate or had been in corporate and were thinking about starting a business. And I genuinely got on the phone with them, had an honest conversation, and just listened to them. I let them talk to me about what their biggest frustrations were, what they were hoping to achieve when starting a business, what they were worried about, what they needed to make the leap, where were the gaps, what had they tried, what hadn't worked. Really, I got curious about that target audience. And that market research is gold, and I do it every year to really make sure that I'm on track and serving my audience in the best way. So that's an essential step. Go out and survey your target audience. The more interviews you can do, the better. But to start with, I recommend speaking to a minimum of 3 people and just understanding what their challenges are, what their aspirations are, what their fears are, find out what's holding them back, find out what they've tried and what has worked and what hasn't worked. And ask them, is there something that you need that you can't see in the market? And from there, you'll learn what it is that they're frustrated about, and you'll be able to really get into their heads and then come up with some creative ideas and solutions for them. That's market research number 1. Number 2, you want to go out and do industry research. So what do I mean by that? I mean that you want to go out to people who have successfully started a business in the area that you want to. Now, before you say, hey, that's really awkward. Oh my God, who's going to want to talk to me? Just remember that this is the step that really pays off. You've got to be able to see if pursuing this business idea is really going to align with the reality of what you want, your dream life from video 2. Again, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Follow the link below. Because there's no point in starting a business if it's not going to satisfy your dream life and what it is that you've gone into business for. So go out there, use LinkedIn, Google search people. We are in an era where we have access at our fingertips. Look at interviews, see what comes up. And if you're brave enough, go and reach out to that person and set up an interview and have some time with them. Add value, be of service, and be genuinely promoting of their work. And then at the appropriate time, reach out for that interview or that phone conversation. If they say no, that's fine, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. So you really need to do that research with your target market and with the industry experts to make sure you have a viable business idea, the external piece, and that you also have a business model that's going to align with your ideal life and something that you really want to pursue on the inside, which is, you need both. You need to balance the two. So I want to hear from you. Are you clear on who your target audience is? Leave a comment below. And are you ready to do the work and do your market research and do your industry expert research? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any questions around this, then just write a question and I'll be happy to keep going back and forth in the comments. Keep going for that business dream of yours. There is nobody in the world who can do what you do the way that you do it. And remember that people need what you have, and you're doing great work to figure that out. I can't wait to hear from you in the comments, and in the meantime, I wish you a beautiful week.